ThunderCats!
Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Hey, how are you? I'm Larry Kenny, the voice of Lion-O, here today for my good friends Ryan and David. You may know if you listen to the podcast Radical Retro Rewind.
I love it. All of it.
Radical Retro Rewind.
She even looks older!
Likes my art collection?
Yeah, we've heard that one before, Mummy.
What is it? I heard him shout.
Oh yeah, ThunderCats! Ho!
Who you calling a hoe?
Welcome back, Bunglers, to another episode of ThunderCats Reviews, brought to you by the Radical Retro Rewind podcast. As always, I am your host, Radical Ryan Hunter, here with everyone's favorite brother, David, and our very special, amazing friend, all the way from Third Earth, New York. It's Zack.
Hello.
I think sometimes New York could be like Third Earth,
Depending on
being a New Yorker, having
Strange
been a New Yorker.
sights and sounds, occasional hazards you don't expect. Sure.
Yes, being a jaded New Yorker, or myself, or
I think Zack is actually still trapped in Ramastide time because he's dealing with snow.
oh gosh,
Oh, God. It snowed yesterday. We had like a fake spring where it was 60, 70 degrees for like 3 days. And now we're plunged back into winter. So yeah, Ramastide continues.
It was just enough for everything to melt to freeze over. So now you have black ice.
No.
Okay, good.
It's like it was snow, but it was also rain. It's just gross.
Okay,
I think it's the next
sludge.
week is like it can't make up its mind, right? We're in that weird time of the year where it's not spring yet, but we all desperately want it to be.
And we know from previous episodes that Zack does love his spring summer wear. So we are ready for the summer for Zack. Bring his summer clothes out.
I've been buying more sweaters because it's been so cold. But yes, I can't wait to shed some layers.
It could be it could be like us, who is the no pun intended polar opposite, which is the fact that our weather thinks that we are in hell summer now because our weather is going to be over
Hell summer.
is going to be over 100 degrees, breaking records that have never been in the history of keeping records of temperature in the great state of Arizona, where it will be over 100 degrees this week. For this, we are still technically in winter, and our weather is supposed to be
winter.
It's supposed to be 70 degrees here, and it will be 100. So we're going to be over 30 degrees hotter than we're supposed to be.
So we're going to send a little of that to Zack.
So we will send you some heat.
We're going to
you send us some cold, and we'll send you some heat, and hopefully we will balance each other out.
I'll try not to be too cold here. I'll send you the cold later.
Give me some chilla.
Okay, yeah. So a lot has happened since our last recording. And Bunglers, we do record ahead of time when we can. A matter of fact, our Swan Song and Touch of a Mortis episode was recorded ahead of time because we're trying to prepare for our next episode with Dennis. But things have happened in the meantime, and one of the things is Super7 announced their latest wave of ThunderCats, and guess what? It's finally time. Wizz-Ra has appeared.
Finally, I've been waiting for him.
We've been waiting 7,000 years. And here he is.
He did. He kept his promise.
I died every day waiting for you.
You did. But now he's pre-ordered.
He is.
Zack, though, he pre-ordered the whole wave, right?
I did, because we don't talk about the toys on here very much, but yeah, I think this is a really good wave. As a fan of a lot of these characters, like, I never thought we'd get a Jagara character or a Zaxx. We're talking about Zaxx today, and he's also in this wave. And Wizz-Ra looks great. Like, it's very exciting. So yes, lately I haven't been ordering the whole wave. This time I did.
One of the things you mentioned, though, this time was the extra head 4-pack that normally comes if you pre-order through Super7 was not included this time. It was a separate, Zack, correct me if I'm wrong. It was like a separate order?
It was like, no. It was like a pre-sale exclusive they have like a new membership program where you pay a fee and get free shipping. And so those folks got early access. And I think when the general email went out, you could still get it, but they limited it in quantity to make those people feel special.
Do you feel special, people? Do you feel special?
You know, not to like shade Brian Flynn, but like I placed it with Big Bad Toy Store because like it used to be an incentive, right, to place the order with Super7. So, you know, no one else can get a cut, but that's fine because you're getting the bonus pack or whatever.
Yes.
But no, this time I was like, well, I'm not getting anything extra, so I'm just going to support Big Bad Toy Store and let them take their cut.
Did you order?
I only ordered Jagara at the moment. I'm sorry.
Well,
although Zaxx
Wizz-Ra.
I
only ordered Wizz-Ra.
No love for Zaxx? Come on. Why are we even here today?
The only Zaxx that I want is you.
Yes, I was going to say that's no, but honestly,
and I got you.
Because of the Zack factor, the Zaxx factor, I do want to order. I feel like, especially learning that he is mumm-ra's arch nemesis.
You should have ordered Jagara, Ryan.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay. You only ordered Jagara.
That's the only one I did, right?
Even though they did not have a pregnant Jagara, because I'm still claiming that that she was left pregnant under the ground.
I can 3D print you a little baby bump.
I think you
accessory.
Should. Working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, pregnant, left
Zack
by Jaga.
Is so good with the 3D printer, by the way. I'm just saying.
With the paternity test, a
little paternity test
accessory, an envelope with it.
God. Red mark. You are the father.
A random Thunderian that's like made after like a Maury Povich. You are the father, Jaga.
It's Linkso could do that.
And his cape flips and he disappears. Not me.
Instead of running away.
When we were talking about this when it got announced, like Wizz-Ra and Zaxx especially are these like, I don't know, they feel like important old Egyptian characters from like that connected to mumm-ra's story that we don't know a whole lot about. It makes me want more characters like that, like to get like Maftet, the lynx god that's in the pyramid with mumm-ra, or like who are some other, or like Tashi, these characters that draw on Egyptian mythology and iconography would be very cool to have. So it's nice to get two at once.
And the mumm-ra with the Wizz-Ra helmet.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
My picture that I have to show you.
Oh, he wants to bring up this.
I have to bring this up.
Is it your lock screen?
David's new lock screen is...
So I got a message from our friend Daniel from Geeks with the Beards podcast. He had sent me the cover art for the ThunderCats comic number 24 from Dynamite artist Lucio Perillo.
Is it? I know.
So
Sophia Petrillo, Golden Girls. That's what I heard.
It is Lion-O. Let me just tell you something. You need to put this up on. Look how sexy he looks.
He almost looks like the cover of a romance novel from the 80s. He looks
it's giving
more man.
It's giving Fabio,
Fabio, yes. More man than lion, I feel like.
He is giving me whatever he wants to give me.
and that is the answer.
And he just unlocked the Book of Omens in this. So
I gotta say, Daniel is so
thank
good.
You, Daniel.
He always does.
I actually bought one. It's coming. I'll just leave it at that.
The cover. You bought the actual issue, yeah.
Yes, I did.
The cover, yeah.
Yes, I did.
It's Daniel's amazing. He always shares little glimpses of what's happening with the comic with us, and I just love that. So thank you, Daniel. Shout out to Daniel.
Thank you for feeding my addiction.
Yes, you chose the right brother. There's a few other things going on. So Bunglers, we have our big episodes, our big two final episodes. As we mentioned, Well of Doubt with Dennis J. Woodyard. And after the Book of Omens, we will have an exclusive conversation with Peter Lawrence, as well as our Zackra is joining us for that. But I wanted to let some of the Bunglers maybe send some questions in. I thought maybe they might have questions that they wanted to ask Dennis or possibly Peter. And because I feel like our show is so much Bungler love in our community, I didn't want to just not allow them to have a say as well. Right? I mean, I figured if Mitesh, Lee, any of our Bunglers.
Anybody, this is the time.
Because we will be possibly recording them sooner than later. So I figured if any Bunglers wanted to send questions in, if you want to send message to our Instagram or our email address, which is in the description box below, Ryan Hunter Studios gmail.com.
For anybody, for us.
Anybody.
For anybody. For Zach, for anybody. Who, if you have questions for any of us, too, that would be great.
But definitely get them in. I mean, honestly, Bunglers, sooner than later would be preferable because we don't know when exactly we will be recording. But if you've ever had questions that you think that maybe Peter can answer, Dennis, please send them in and we will do our best to make sure that everyone is answered. I've been wanting to have a live stream with our Bunglers probably from the first year that we did this. And what better time than to celebrate the final of 1985, ThunderCats as a whole, and to be able to interact with our Bunglers. And I want Zack to be there, of course. I want this to be like an interactive live stream that's on YouTube. But the problem is we have to figure out a time that works for our worldwide audience, Australia, England, God knows, everywhere. We have everywhere now. So Bunglers, now we're putting you to work. We're making you send questions in. The problem is we have to come up with some kind of time, a central time, that it wouldn't be crazy if Leah wants to pop in, Costas, anybody. Of course, oh my God, we want everybody. Alan, everybody.
We should do like an Instagram stories poll.
Perfect, Zach. When you're listening to this, we'll probably have had the poll up, or maybe we'll wait for this day to launch the poll. But yes, we should gauge an interest of times that would work for everybody, and then we'll come all together. And I think once the final episode of our podcasts 1985 airs, we'll do like a gathering.
There should be we should have games. We could agree to watch an episode together and talk about it.
Oh my God, I love this. And I believe on StreamYard, you could have people pop up and in. If you want to invite, come on, I think you can invite, if Mitesh, again, I'm just saying the names. This means fill in the blank Bungler name. But I believe you could bring up people to come on and say hello to. There's a live chat. So yes, I would love games. Maybe we can even give away a prize.
Ooh. That's a fun idea.
I want us to go out with a bang. I want 1985 ThunderCats to be celebrated. We will get our fun straws again. I will retire, though. The celebration shirt will not be coming, David. The Liza Minnelli shirt.
It has to make an appearance.
Not until Zaxx possibly turns it into a vest. or
a tank top or something. Yeah.
A Christmas miracle is needed for that shirt. On our last episode that didn't air yet, but it will be at this time, Chris wrote that the shirt needs to be worn every holiday special. No, not again.
You don't have to wear it. I could wear it as long as it gets worn, as long as it makes an appearance.
Zach, you would disappear in it. It's so boxy and it looks like a mumm-ra.
It can be transformed. It can be
gone.
It can be taken in. It can be made into a cape. It can be whatever you want it to do.
A cape. A little black sequin capelet, a bolero.
Can it attach around the neck area like a little
We
brooch?
can corset it. We can do whatever we want with it.
God. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, so I think our future is bright. Like we said in our last episode, in 1985 is coming to an end, but we have plenty of content. And we will be referencing ThunderCats 85 as we're doing the 2011 show, as we're doing Roar. This is not the end of our kitty cats. It's still going to be ThunderCat. Our knowledge, our jokes, I'm sure we'll bring over to 2011. Although I'm not sure we'll have as much to maybe joke about on the other side, but we'll still have laughs.
Well, for Roar it'll be, but maybe not. Yeah, not the 2011.
Oh, we have to find ways to laugh at it. Otherwise, it'll just be dismal. Are you kidding? We have to make fun of it. That's our whole thing.
Mumm-ra.
Right, the moodiness is so thick.
Mumm-ra especially. Oh my God. I remember watching those episodes and going, oh my God.
I never watched Roar because I was one of those people at first that was like, this is highly offensive to ThunderCats. How dare they make fun of ThunderCats? Made it beneath Powerpuff Girls. so I didn't watch it. And then the
Anything ThunderCats,
the other one, the 2011, I was like, I don't even remember watching.
You know what it was? We did see a few episodes together, but I think that was like early on with Mike, and you were very doing thing, you know.
I was in a relationship. So it took a back seat because first of all, I was a purist with ThunderCats, and then secondly, I was just busy.
Yeah,
and they changed in my life for years. I didn't even own a TV.
Yeah, that's true.
I was
that's very true.
I was just living my life and just doing things and. You know.
But see, look at you now. Now we're forcing.
Now I have 17 TVs and everywhere. Everyone must have a TV.
And you must watch 2011.
You must record everything.
Yes. So that's something to look forward to. I'm really excited for the future. I mean, truly, I'm excited for our episodes coming up with Dennis, Zack, and Peter. I'm excited for the possible merchandise that we're finally possibly launching after 7 years, 8, 9, 10. How long have we been doing this
Little
show?
Brother bobblehead.
Oh, I would love a bobblehead. So
no adult toys, right?
So
adult toys.
Look forward to that. All right, gentlemen, should we get into today's episode? Because there's a lot of Zack and there's a lot of Zaxx. And there's a lot of Zaxby's, yeah.
Oh my god, chicken.
Yeah. Which I sent Zack like a few months ago. I was like, did you? Oh my god, there's the salad at Zaxby's. It's a Zack salad. I love it. I always think of Zack.
Don't miss the super androids that fly on wings of silver and fight with nerves of steel. The mighty Silverhawks.
Afternoons at 4.
ThunderCats! Ho! Swing into action when the ThunderCats return to face the forces of evil.
No ThunderCat will ever give in to evil.
Fly into action as the superheroes battle mumm-ra and his pack of mutants. We'll smash the ThunderCats once and for all. So get ready to light the fuse for danger this fall with the ThunderCats.
Weekday afternoons at 3:30.
Are you or someone you know wrongfully imprisoned on a circus train? Call the law offices of Vulchi and Vulchi to schedule a consultation with one of our superior mutant attorneys.
Today is the Zaxx Factor. Original air date of September 27th, 1989. Season 4, episode 28. Vulture Man escapes from exile in the way out back by hijacking the bookmobile, and he finds a disc containing a video on ancient Third Earth history, the saga of mumm-ra and Zaxx. Thank you, first off, to the ThunderCats Wikipedia for the synopsis and trivia. Thank you to our lovely Leah for the audio we will be using today and beyond. And let's first get into the name itself and the history that it has with one of your beautiful hosts today.
Who could that be?
Who? Which one of us? This goes way back for you, Zack.
It does. So back in the like AOL Instant Messenger era, right? Late 90s, or maybe early 2000s. The Zaxx Factor, I just made that my screen name, but it wasn't available with 2 X's. Someone had already taken that. So I defaulted to 1 X, the Zaxx Factor with a single X. And that became my handle, not just on AOL, but it became my handle on all the ThunderCats message boards. So people who know me from ThunderCats.org as an admin, as a writer, know me as the Zaxx Factor.
I've seen his name over the years. This is so crazy to me.
You admit stalking him for all these years, Ryan?
I was a lurker. I was a lurker in ThunderCats.org. I was a lurker. I was on that forum all the time.
But you never posted?
I think I posted once, and I was really nervous that
he was just watching you.
People were going to be mean. I don't know why. Zack name it's crazy because again, I remember seeing his name and it's just lovely that I had no idea who he was and now here he is.
Aww. And it's weird. I never withheld this piece of information. I just realized a few weeks ago that I'd never said it on the podcast. I talked about my history with those websites, but never actually said what my username was. So there might be bunglers who are like, oh, okay, now I get it.
We know Costas did put 2 and 2 together. Costas is one of our bunglers that he's like, oh, I know Zack. I read Zack. Another full circle moment. So love that. But today we are this is number 3 of the final 3 episodes of ThunderCats. I got to tell you, I am thrilled with it. Honestly, thrilled with this episode. As I was watching it, so many things came back to me. The Bungler portion, I do have one thing about the whole story that I could say I would give it a few negative points if I out of 5 hoes, but really good. Okay, so where shall we begin?
I think we begin on the title card because this is another Matthew Malik episode.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Malik obviously was a member of the production crew on ThunderCats, but he wrote a number of episodes, always the funniest episodes. His first episode was The Shifter, which Vulture Man focus, specific pairings, right? Panthro and Snarf, Lion-O and Wily Cat. So a lot of those pairings appear in this episode too. He's sort of echoing things he's done before. He also wrote Hair of the Dog. He wrote Helpless Laughter, which was also Panthro and Snarf, but there were 2 before that.
Which I love that the Dreary Canal comes up again as a full circle moment. But where is Travolta, Ezekiel? Azeka.
He also wrote Key to Thundera. Very, I love that episode, not only for the mythology of it, but for its humor, do you have the key? And then he wrote Helpless Laughter, which we just reviewed a few weeks ago with John Travolta.
The Dreary Canal. The Dreary Canal comes back again. But see, the fact that he could build on his own continuity and using William Overgard characters. We know that Mandora is going to be used if Bill Overgard is going to come on, right? But the fact that we have her in her final appearance, Bunglers, another final appearance is Mandora.
She's all over season 4. She's been in so many episodes recently.
Which is super cool because she's
Circus Train.
She's a strong character for me for the whole series. But I also wanted to mention that he was recently on Beyond Thundera with Peter Lawrence and Sean McEwen, their new podcast.
Yes.
Just plugging them and a shout out to them. But that was really cool that we're talking about this episode and just how it kind of coincides with, like I said, he was just recently on their podcast. So,
and I do love that their podcast is on Thursdays, and then you can get Fridays. You can get another Thundercat, a double shot of Thundercats on certain weeks.
That's true.
And maybe two of your favorite Thundercat podcasters may also have been on that show. May show up there. You never know. And somebody else may be showing up on that show too soon.
Hi ho. So.
You never know.
So do you think that he had a preference for Panthro, Snarf, and evidently Lion-O and Wily Cat together?
I think Panthro and Snarf for sure. Like, I think the Shifter cemented their dynamic, not just for him as writing 4 episodes, but I think for other writers too, and certainly for me, like, appreciating the show. Panthro and Snarf had a funny dynamic that started it. Like, the Shifter threw the spotlight on it, but I think it continued. The way they behaved around each other, I think, continued to be, it was, there's a camaraderie, but also a jabbing, like in Feliner, when he's joking him about about his name, about being named Osbert. Like, there's a playfulness to their relationship that is specific to that pairing. And so, I like that Matthew Malik recalls that and uses it again. Lion-O and Wily Cat, I don't know, but it's a fun pairing. It's fun to see Wily Cat in a more mature position, being treated not just as one of the twins, one of the kids, but he's like, Lion-O's like giving him work to do. He's in the opening scenes, he's like in the control room at the lair, like he's the one manning the controls, he's like on duty. So I like that.
And capable, because when Lion-O does say, I noticed that he's like, do this. He's like, I'm already on it. I love that he's, he definitely in the main groove of being a Thundercat.
It's definitely interesting to see because of the fact of the dynamic that in the very beginning, obviously before the growth spurt from going through the suspension capsules, they were essentially both young together, right? And peers. Then peers. Yeah, they were both young together. And then Lion-O was thrust into adulthood. So it is a different dynamic to be like going from like peers or siblings in a way, like that meant that sort of mentality to then you're the Lord, you're the head honcho and I'm your underling, so to speak.
There's something too that I've always wondered what their history was. I mean, this is not the episode to discuss it, but what their history was like prior to this. It was Lion-O like more of a royal thing away from people like Wily Kit and Wily Cat? Or did they play and learn together? That would be interesting. First off, we don't even know where Kit and Cat come from.
Right.
But they're there and they're always been part of the team. But yes, their history.
In my mind, I feel like the core group of ThunderCats were the best of like Cheetara. I am the pride of my, clan or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they were chosen because they were the top tier of their particular species of ThunderCats or whatever you want to, however you want to, whatever. I'm maybe completely not saying it right, and don't crucify me. I haven't enough caffeine today, but they were the top tier, and I think that's why they were chosen. I don't think they were like, oh crap, the planet is exploding. We only have grab whoever you can, grab that handmaiden, grab whoever's over here. I think that they were like the top tier, and that's why they were surrounded. Lion-O was surrounded by them to begin with, and I think they were like, Cheetara was the top tier of her clan. Panther was the top tier of his, and that's why they were together to begin with, and they just ended up leaving the planet together. And I think that's what it comes down to. That's their history. I don't know if they grew up together like as besties.
But no.
There's a line, Lynn Lipton says it, but who is she playing? There's a line that the ThunderCats are the best of Thundera. Oh, yes. It's in Thunder Cubs. Young Cheetara says it. Like when she's they're all incredulous that they could be ThunderCats because they're children again. And Lion-O's like, no, you're ThunderCats. She says the ThunderCats are the best of Thundera. What are you boys doing?
I'm still laughing
laughing at me
that they grabbed a random handmaiden or someone off the streets. I've been still laughing over the thought that they're like, oh no. Take her.
I'll just say, like I said, when I'll say the same thing I've said about 1,000,000 times in our lives. It was like when it's not like when Michael Jackson died and LaToya did what they called LaToya's cash run on E.T. They said she ran into his in Neverland and started grabbing stuff. They actually said that she took money in garbage bags and went in his house and allegedly and took whatever.
Sued by LaToya.
I love LaToya. I'm not mad at you, LaToya. I know that they did you dirty.
Of all people,
they said LaToya went in with garbage bags and took whatever she could get that wasn't nailed down. They said that allegedly.
So Jaka did this.
LaToya's cash run.
So Jaka said, like, take anyone,
take whoever you can.
Well, we find out that Wily Kit in 2011 Cat might be street cats. So maybe they were on the street.
That is blasphemous. They just did that to create some kind of drama.
I think there's a lot of unmined story potential in what you're saying, David, of like, wouldn't Wily Cat be a little uncomfortable or jealous by Lion-O's sudden elevation in status? They joke about it at the end of Exodus. Like, that's the only time it ever happens, is at the end of Exodus, and then they never speak of it again, which it's a little frustrating, right? Like, you could have had some good stories there. I think, you're right. I think the ThunderCats they're the best of Thundera, is what Cheetara says. They're nobility, right? They're the nobles. So there's a class thing going on, which we can talk more about in Well of Doubt. Mm-hmm. Foreshadowing. I love Well of Doubt. I think it's such an important episode to come at the end of the series. But yeah, I think it's more than just best of the best. I think there's a little bit of classism going on, and they all lived in the lair, right? They lived in the palace effectively.
Yes, right. They did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
naked.
And unashamed.
I mean, if you're in your own home, why not?
Even if you're not.
Or if you're in someone else's home. I mean, this is always a joke.
Bring a towel.
How many
sit down?
Bring a towel.
Bring
a towel.
That's all I have to say.
Just a little washcloth.
Bring a towel.
A modesty cloth.
No, I mean when you sit down.
Yeah, but I mean,
don't cover it up.
It's always brought up in jest, by people like, I can't believe they were naked. When like
animals are naked.
They always bring that up, like people like, oh, can you believe they were naked in the pilot? Okay, once you get past it, but why? Why was Jaka with clothes? I'll never get over that.
Because he was a warrior, and when you're fighting someone, you don't want someone to attack your private parts with a sword.
But why?
You wouldn't want, when you're fighting Mumm-Ra, to be like, what are these dangly parts here? Let me stab you with my mummy fingers. So he was the one going out
like
and fighting.
Like when Diana Ross did that to Little Kim with the boob on the
and there with the award ceremony. Yeah.
MTV.
Yeah, like this is
That's
the
what
thing.
Mumm-Ra's gonna
the
do.
reason why he gave them clothing is because he knew they were going to a harsh environment. Like you would wear a winter jacket when it's snowing, but you would not wear a winter jacket when it's 100 degrees outside. You're protecting the parts of the body. just like people here, and when it's really hot, people put little
Nets.
like booties on their dogs because the concrete and the blacktop becomes so hot here that they can actually burn their paws. So they put little booties on the dogs. Now, normally a dog would never put that's like ridiculous. It's like this is in Paris Hilton, whatever 2000 fashion statement. This is like so they don't burn their paws. So yes, he put clothing on them knowing they were going to go to an environment where they would need to be protected and feel protected, maybe also like a comfort factor, but also because they were going to be in a harsh environment that
that's
their
what he
body's
says.
not used to.
He says, we don't know what awaits the ThunderCats in their new homes.
So,
I mean, I do. And again, this is not the pilot episode, but really quickly, I think it is just one of those pilot things as well. Yours thing makes a lot of sense. And he does say it, like you said, protective. But if
they weren't at the club.
No, but if that was the case, Bengali Linkso and Mumm-ra would have been running naked too, or the Thunderian refugees would have been like, this is what Thundera's like.
There's something interesting about like, if they are the paragons of their clan of everything, of fitness. It's like in the original Olympiad, all the athletes competed naked, right?
Well.
Why was I not there?
I recently went to Pompeii. No, just
that's the wrong country.
I know. As I was saying it, I was like, Zack, I think that actually is a great way to explain it. They're showing off their physical attributes, and they are the peak Thundera.
I mean, Bengali's leotard was pretty revealing too, let's be honest. It's really just Mumm-ra and Linkso are the other examples. Although the other Thunderians we meet on New Thundera are wearing clothes.
Yes.
Where did they pick up that custom? So maybe it was just a nobility thing. The nobles don't wear much clothing because they want everyone to see how fabulous they are.
Or maybe they're just pervs.
I think you actually solved the case, though. No, I really think Zack maybe came up with it. Maybe that is because my mind always thought of the guards, the other Thundercats, the Thunderians, the refugees.
Or maybe
Leah
let's not read too much into it. Let's just leave it at maybe this was the pilot episode and they just had humanoid cat people and they didn't think that far ahead and they were just like, they're nude.
Ryan, I thought what you were going to say was that because it's the pilot, it's an excuse to show off their costumes as like part of the character, like, and their weapons.
I mean, it is a great introduction. Yes. Tiger getting the bolo whip and Chitara getting her staff. It is a great way of doing it, but So anyway, sorry, Bunglers. That was your pilot
little
reveal.
Digression.
So we don't even care about this episode. We just went through the whole pilot again.
How did we get here?
Ryan's fault.
I don't even know.
It was Ryan. It was Ryan the whole time.
So we begin with, I wrote a
Agatha.
very subdued Mandora. This is Mandora on a relaxed
She wasn't giving out any, she couldn't give out tickets.
Most relaxed because this is not a Will Overguard.
She's not giving out any tickets
This
today.
is not him.
She had her quota done for the month.
No, but even at the end, she was kind of relaxed. She was just like, thank you, ThunderCats, and, really relaxed. Really relaxed.
I mean,
So
Lynn is not really in this episode except for a few lines from Mandora. So she just sort of, she gave it, she was there for 5 minutes and then that was it.
I hope she got some catering or whatever that
craft services
from the day.
Mandora to Cat's Lair. Come in, ThunderCats. Do you read me, Cat's Lair? Emergency. Come in, please.
Lion-O here. I read you, Mandora. What's the emergency?
Vulture Man has escaped from way out back. He is headed toward your quadrant.
Vulture Man escaped.
He hijacked the interplanetary bookmobile. It was servicing the prisoners on Captain Bragg's circus train when Vulture Man hijacked it. He is currently out of my range, but heading towards New Thundera.
Thanks, Mandora. We'll be expecting him.
Over and out.
So we find out that Vulture Man took the bookmobile from way out back. And I did say, again, may not be, oh boy, William Overguard. We've said your name now 20 times, or have I said your name 20 times in this episode? But Matthew does still come up with quirky things like a bookmobile. This is so Overguard, I feel like, that it's amazing that it was Matthew writing this, because the bookmobile, as soon as you hear that, you're like, oh my God. How didn't Will Overguard not find this?
Can this just, there's a few things that come to mind with the bookmobile. So they're educating the prisoners?
Yes. Yeah.
Which I like.
It like travels from place to place. And yeah, the incarcerated are also served by the bookmobile. I like that.
I love the fact that they do this.
So funny.
It reminds me here, like in the States, States, for those who are not living in the States and listening, Scholastic when it comes to the book fairs for all the schools.
Fair. Yeah.
So this is totally the book fair because my children constantly get like exorbitant amounts of money that I have to give them to go to the book fair.
I have never seen Scholastic visit a state in a school as much as it visits here. I swear it's every week, Scholastic.
There should be no illiteracy in the great state of Arizona because we have like book fairs constantly. So anyway, I found it interesting because in my mind, Vulture-Man, so Vulchi is in this. So emancipation of Vulchi.
The last emancipation.
Literal emancipation of Vulchi. He emancipates himself.
I figured like Vulchi because he is the scholar of the mutants. I have this vision of him playing this up like he wants to go to the book fair because he wants to read and he's like playing this game like I picture the prison break where the person is doing the laundry and hides in like the laundry basket or the laundry chute he's like I'm just going to get some books.
I can picture Jackalman doing that.
He goes in and steals the bookmobile because he's like claiming that he wants to learn because he loves books because he is an intellectual.
I could see
I love this.
Right, he bargained he got extra time working the bookmobile because they trusted him with all the
because he can read and probably the other mutants are illiterate.
I picture him with a bandana on his hair back.
What hair?
His feathers.
His feathers back. He's getting a tattoo, possibly.
A prison tattoo.
He's getting a prison tattoo
with like a ballpoint pen and like a shank.
Yes, done by one of those prisoners from when we saw Mandora and the pirates that look like the Manchines from She-Ra. One of those is doing tattoos, I think. But anyway.
I forgot to look on Dennis's website to see where the idea came from, but I love that the bookmobile is shaped like a book.
Love it.
Shaped like a book.
Can we also talk about the fact that a disc falls out of nowhere?
Well, yes. I was just going to say, so Lion-O does say to Mandora that
a DVD falls out of nowhere.
Or CD-ROM. I think it's supposed to be a CD-ROM, though, at the time.
Whatever.
It's not Laserdisc. Lion-O says to Mandora, we will keep an eye out for Vulture-Man. We cut to the bookmobile where Vulchi is so happy. He's dancing. He's singing. He's singing. He's dancing. He is emancipated.
I'm free as a bird.
He's giving me what's that actor that dances in every he dances in all the movies. He's a cutie. He was in Charlie's Angels when he danced.
Justin Theroux?
I don't know, but he dances in all. He's giving he's dancing around like he's so happy that he's dancing and he's got away from Braggs, Captain Braggs.
Oh, again, the character that gets name dropped.
The villain as isn't it Buddha, Sean McEwen, that says Braggs is really the villain?
Well, yeah, after we said that, you came up with that they pee in a bucket and he
bucket. Now he finally has a private bathroom on the bookmobile.
Did I say that? Did I do that?
He is the villain. So yes, this happens. I'm going to say a disc because we don't know what media type it is. Falls from the sky because there is books and I'm assuming all books as the ship goes up. The whole ship, even though it's shaped like a book, is full of books.
Yeah, it's like a big library. Yeah. Like stacks and stacks and shelves.
I am loving this. I am loving this. Do you know why I'm loving this? Because he puts the disc in and he gets a whole documentary on mumm-ra and Zaxx. But here's the best part. This is the best part of it. It is a full-on movie and actually shows you that mumm-ra has a false back of his sarcophagus.
This is the best. With a bedroom.
With a back room and everything. And literally, was there a filmmaker that came in?
Yes.
It was
It was Panthros, you remember? Remember Spotlight?
Ancient Third Earth history. The saga of mumm-ra and Zaxx.
Oh, I know mumm-ra. But who is Zaxx?
Long ago, there were two powerful forces of evil on Third Earth. The vicious Zaxx controlled the southern hemispheres, while the horrible mumm-ra reigned over the northern lands. As long as Zaxx existed, mumm-ra could not terrorize all of Third Earth as his sole domain. Zaxx's power lay in the great Rosencrantz medallion. But in a giant battle of dark wills, Mumm-ra stole the medallion from Zaxx. Zaxx was demolished, and now his soul waits to be released again. The great Rosencrantz medallion rests in Mumm-ra's sarcophagus. It is this medallion that Mumm-ra keeps hidden, so that he alone will rule in evil.
My favorite part, so yes, we get this whole documentary, which I think it's a docu-series. This is one episode in the docu-series.
You're right.
And Mumm-ra at one point mugs to the camera.
Yes.
He's like, I'm putting away the medallion. I won. So he must have commissioned the documentary. There's all this, like the next episode is like, Mumm-ra establishes the HOA.
God.
It's Mumm-ra's version of history because someone made this documentary and he clearly knows the camera is there.
The only thing missing from the whole thing was I really wanted Morgan Freeman to do the voiceover.
Oh my God. The dinosaur. So love that he looks back and smiles at the camera like a sitcom opener.
Oh my God, that was the best.
I was going to say, we learn a lot from this little film, along with Vulture Man, right? We learn that while Mumm-ra once upon a time only controlled the northern hemisphere of Third Earth, this guy Zaxx, who kind of looks like Horus, like he's he's a bird, not quite a hawk because he's green, but he's very sort of Egyptian coded, like armor. Definitely.
And like a parakeet.
That's what he's sort of like his parakeet color.
An Egyptian parakeet.
The Zaxx controlled the southern hemisphere, and so there's this tug of war between them. And we learn that Zaxx gets his power from the Rosencrantz medallion.
I love it.
I'm so glad that Zack had to say that.
Rosencrantz?
Had to say Rosencrantz?
Yes. Rosencrantz medallion.
Did we see that Zaxx is also from New York as well?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Larry went hard on his New York accent.
By the way,
which is a very valid, beautiful choice that he didn't bring any bagels or any pizza.
That's the only thing. I mean, I have a whole thing later,
and you get a little taste of it in the documentary. You hear him going like, "Hey,
Paisan, what's up here? Hey, I'm from Brooklyn. You know, he tried to come over here and take over my part of Brooklyn, my neighborhood.
My jewelry.
Yeah, he tried to take my stuff over here.
He's
from Queens. I'm from Brooklyn.
I couldn't get over the choice. But this is ancient Third Earth history. And again, so glad that continuity-wise, they didn't just, Matthew, of course, writing from season 1, but didn't just say, New Thundera or something and make it convenient. No, it's Third Earth.
I loved it.
History.
Well, and I love that the medallion came with Mumm-ra to New Thundera. The ancient spirits of evil went to the trouble. It must be pretty important, right? If they went to the trouble of transporting it when they built the new pyramid, it must be.
And it was stored in like that
beautiful
big mouth, that Temple of Doom mouth thing going
Mumm-ra
on.
Mouth shelf.
Mumm-ra mouth.
I wrote that's what I want it to be. I want them to sell the Mumm-ra mouth shelf. Like the open mouth Mumm-ra.
I want there to be other jewelry back there. He has this big medallion necklace. He should have other jewelry. God knows he likes to dress up. He should have more jewelry.
That could be his back room with mirrors and
honestly,
he can't have mirrors, right? He can't have. Well, no, he can't. Can he see his reflection?
He can now.
So he could have like his drag wigs and outfits and stuff. He can have like pictures of himself. Like, this is when I was a mermaid.
Yes,
this was when I was
a mermaid. Well, you know what? Also, probably had clip-on costume jewelry in there, in that mouth, open mouth, some earrings. These go well for dinner. Yes, we found out that Third Earth was split, and I love the animation of the docuseries because we see one side was red, one side was yellow, split down the middle, and then one day, their battle came to a head with, what was it, dark? It was the term that they used, I should have wrote it down, with dark determination. By the way, Linkso documentary voice.
I think it is Bob McFadden. Yeah.
I need more of this docu-series. That's what I need. I just need it.
I want more episodes in the docu-series. I want more Third Earth history, but with Mumm-ra, like we get that flashback with Wizz-Ra. That could be another disc in the library.
I'm sure. I bet you it was episode 2.
I really wanted that.
And episode 3 was
Mumm-ra. That made that whole. Yes, this would be like
Mumm-ra's belt.
This would make like the whole thing for me.
I will say, Zack is here. It's Zaxx. but I also heard at some points, I swear mumm-ra saying, Zaxx.
Zaxby's chicken?
But the Zaxx was extra sax.
Maybe.
Zaxx.
He's doing that mumm-ra like mouth. So Zaxx.
At one point, the gurgles were real. At the end, Zack, did you hear the gurgles? There's an end during the battle.
I have no words.
Let me just see where the part was.
The gurgles are real.
It's at the end. So we come back to mumm-ra at this one part that he's fighting, and the mouth bubbles were extra gurgling. It was very.
I think
gurgly
it's when he's making fun of Snarf, right? Is it when he's making fun of Snarf?
It might be then.
I think so. We'll talk about that one.
Okay, so let's go back to the episode. So
Vulchi is excited.
Vulchi gets the idea. He's going to sneak into mumm-ra's. Well, not sneak. He's going to go into mumm-ra's pyramid. He's going to get this amulet, and he is going to take on mumm-ra, and he is going to rule the universe, not just Third Earth, the universe. So we have delusions of grandeur. We once again come up with everyone's Achilles heel. I would personally be happy just escaping and take that bookmobile and fly far as that little bookmobile would take me and dump them. If I had to dump the books to get make the ship to make the ship as light as possible to get as far away from wherever.
New life.
I would be out of there. I would change my name. I'd be dyeing my feathers a different color and be change my name to something completely different and live a whole new life.
The artist formerly known as Vulture Man.
Yeah, exactly. I would be a totally different person and get far away knowing that I can never win.
The Rosencrantz medallion. Oh, if I had that medallion, I could have unlimited power. The power to destroy even mumm-ra. Off to Thundera. I shall seize the medallion, defeat mumm-ra, and rule the universe. Off to Thundera for la 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 la.
What he doesn't know when he walks around in his excitement is the docuseries
singing again.
Fa la la la.
He was singing. He was singing the emancipation of Vulchi.
Oh yeah.
But the magic of Zaxx is truly the most wicked. Be warned. Whoever wears the medallion will lose his own life force and become Zaxx.
Thundera, here I come, fala.
So the documentary does say, though, but beware, because you will lose your mind and become sex. This is where I also heard sex.
Oh, you shall be lost in Zaxx.
I think sometimes we hear the things that we want to hear.
Sex will control you and take over your body.
It does control me, but I mean that's beside.
But can we give it up to the documentary?
We can give it up.
Voice actor, because he even played up that you will lose your mind and become Zack.
I do lose my mind.
Zack. So, to be continued.
Zaxx is taking over your body.
He's headed to New Thundera, right to the pyramid.
But in the meantime, Panthro and Snarf try to catch up to the bookmobile.
Well, Lion-O does say that it's the bookmobile and it's arrived sooner than expected to Wily Cat. And Panthro and
where do we end up? Our favorite place on Third Earth? Where do we end
Drury
up?
Canal.
On New Thundera?
On New Thundera, I mean
the Churning Canyon?
Yes.
But we're not there yet.
That's where all roads lead
to the Churning Rocks.
The only place on Third Earth, other than watching New Cat's Lair be destroyed, that is the only other place on Third Earth.
Lion-O to Panthro. Come in, Panthro.
I read you, Lion-O. Come in.
Vulture Man has escaped from way out back, and we've located him just 1 mile due west of your location.
Vulture Man? On New Thundera? Okay, Lion-O. We'll investigate.
Lion-O, what kind of ship is he in?
Well, he's in some kind of bookmobile.
A bookmobile?
That's right, a bookmobile.
Well, I guess we can tackle that. Over and out, Lion-O.
This should be easy. What could he attack us with? A dictionary?
I do love that they are in on the joke of the bookmobile, so it's not as outrageous for us as well, because Lionel's like, it's a bookmobile.
A bookmobile?
Panthro and Snarf are loving it.
Snarf says, what could he attack us with? A dictionary?
The book puns, Zack. The book puns.
That bookmobile is overdue. It's time we take it out of circulation.
Well, that bookmobile is overdue. It's time we take it out of circulation.
And then flying encyclopedia.
Yeah.
I won't be beaten by a flying encyclopedia.
I really thought for some reason that the book, they were going to go up and the book was going to close on them or something.
Oh,
kind of like
great.
But
that would have been great. So Panthro does approach Vulture Man in the bookmobile. Give it up, Vulture Man. Give it up. We don't want to use force. And Vulture Man, Vulchi, does his famous, oh, yes, I'm gonna, yes, give in to you. And then, of course, no.
Did you notice his voice sounded a little different in this episode?
100%.
Well, being trapped in a circus performance and being tortured will do that to a bird or a man.
You know what it was? It was
having to urinate and poop in a bucket for everyone to see will do that. Degrading somebody for years.
I had to
will
go
do that.
in a bucket.
He had to do voiceovers for the ThunderCats Reviews holiday special, and his bird voice is not as strong. That's what it was. What is it? Audio work, ADR? AVR voice work, ADR.
So now it's not as good.
He was happy, but also kind of like, he's been through some stuff.
He's seen things that no bird should see.
That's the truth.
But yeah, he sort of rockets off. They underestimate the bookmobile, right? They think it'll be easy to catch him, and he just rockets off toward the turning
and then
Snarf
rocks. Keeps shooting, and Panther's like, just keep shooting at him.
Amazing.
And you see Snarf like, yes, I'm just going to keep shooting and shooting and shooting, like he's going to town.
Keep firing those stunning lasers, Snarf. Let's not lose him this time.
Did that not look like a morphine drip or at something in a hospital, that thing that you press? I was like, Snarf, he was
What do you know about morphine drips?
I've seen it in movies. I don't know. I just seen that button when they say, press this button if it hurts. Snarf was going to town. I did love his work on the fire.
On the joystick.
On the joystick, yes, his work on the joystick. So we get this great, and to invoke Gem and the holograms, this would have been a great commercial break. We think that Snarf and Panthro fly off camera into the caverns below as we cut to break. There's this big dramatic like, oh no, did Snarf and Panthro just...
We're going off the cliff.
Yeah, dun dun. Now back to Gem. Like that would have been perfect for Gem.
No. Snarf! Snarf! I hope this works. Panthro Delano, do you read? Do you read?
I hear you, Panthro, but I can't see you.
We've crashed. Need your help. Snarf. Lost.
Panthro! Wily Cat, get a fix on their location. Panthro, hang on. We're on our way.
Honestly, if you're going to put a commercial somewhere, great placement for a commercial.
It was also just a really good action sequence. Like,
yes.
And the whisker got really damaged and started spiraling down into the darkness. And that's where we have the act break. It does bug me a little bit that we're this far into the episode. We still haven't really met Zaxx. Like,
right.
It reminded me of Malkar, where like the episode it's called Malkar. It's called the Zaxx Factor. Like, you introduce the idea of this big bad villain, but then we're halfway through the episode and he still hasn't shown up. That was a little frustrating.
He did make a great impression though on the docuseries. I hear it's up for awards.
It is
the Emmys.
Limited docuseries.
Emmys this year.
Mumm-ra's pulling all the strings to win.
Oh, he's getting in trouble. He's trying to bribe the Academy. Is that who does it? No, that's the Academy Awards. The Emmy audience.
The nominees
the Hollywood Foreign Press, right?
That's what he's doing. Yeah, I heard he threw a party. Toot and Tiny formula for everybody.
cans.
Toot and Tiny. So at mumm-ra's pyramid, Vulture Man, come out, wherever you are. Where is mumm-ra?
Mumm-ra! Come out, wherever you are.
Okay, so I have a question for both of you. Mumm-ra is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, what was he doing?
Vulture Man goes in through the sarcophagus, opens the false back.
Did he leave the door open of the sarcophagus?
I want to know, was this some sort of fun cat and mouse game for mumm-ra to play because he was bored? Because the reason why I say this is I had to think about this for a moment. He's flying in this bookmobile ship. The disc somehow, out of all the things that could fall out, the disc falls out, right? He goes to the pyramid. Mumm-ra is nowhere to be seen. The door is open. He gets it. He's able to put the amulet on, and then mumm-ra appears and very arrogantly is like, oh, by the way, I've been standing here the whole time in my mumm-ra the ever-living form.
Yes. Already transformed.
Transformed. I'm not surprised. You were able to get it. He even then goes as far to say to Vulture Man, or really to Zaxx, I'm more powerful since the last we met, and basically I'm also going to go in and inform Vulture Man that, oh, by the way, he will take over your body and you will cease to exist. So like he's already set all this stuff up.
Yeah! You are the ugliest being I have ever been attached to. No offense.
Are you Zack?
In living color. Guide me to mumm-ra so I can destroy him.
Of course. But...
Welcome, Vulture Man. You sorry excuse of a mutant. You're a bigger fool than I ever imagined.
You can't harm me. I've got the medallion now.
Idiot! Don't you realize that soon Zaxx will consume your entire body?
What?
Is mumm-ra just bored? Because he does this a lot.
He couldn't have predicted that Vulture Man would miss the warning. I love this idea. I love that he's watching in the cauldron, that he like from a distance knocks the disc off the shelf and stuff and sets it up. It's fun. But like, how could he predict that Vulture Man wouldn't hear the warning and would come and would still come?
Yeah, because remember he walks away before the... there was a long pause, though. If you were Vulture Man...
Long pause.
Would you not have been like, oh, is that it?
Mumm-ra's just looking for the camera.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me why everything would line up the way it does.
It does make sense because my whole question was mumm-ra never first off leaves his sarcophagus open. And had he not known that mumm-ra was there, he could have been sleeping in there. And if he opened it up, wouldn't he have been like, I smell turkey, bird, fowl, I smell some fowl.
You little butterball.
Roasted turkey.
It just didn't make any sense to me that it was just so
easy.
Everything just lined up so perfectly, and the disc fell out, and it would happen to be that thing, and everything happened to be this, and mumm-ra just basically was very nonchalant. He wasn't even surprised about anything. I mean, obviously at this point it doesn't really matter, but I mean, it just seemed like it was too, because mumm-ra does like to do these sort of things, even with what was the episode where this ancient spirit? It was recently. The ancient. Why am I drawing a blank? Again, more caffeine. The ancient spirits of evil was going to pick somebody else over mumm-ra, and mumm-ra sent Mama to. It said he kind of like he likes to stack the cards in his favor.
Although Shadow Master did appear. I mean, I know you're right. Mumm-ra does put things in orchestrate to set things up, but
I don't know. It didn't sit right with me.
If this was his big nemesis, I don't think mumm-ra would want him back.
Because I could think he would I almost feel like he'd be like, I'm going to dash all this time. Now I'm going to dash his hopes. Because remember, mumm-ra lives forever, so he's bored. I feel like he's always bored. This is why he doesn't ultimately kill the ThunderCats. We've talked about this before. Even though he hates them, it gives his life, his afterlife, his life, whatever you want to say, some sort of meaning because he gets to play with them. He knows that they will die, right? He knows that the ThunderCats will die eventually, and he will outlive them regardless.
Maybe they live a long time.
He plays with them. he plays with them, he doesn't ultimately, because literally, we've talked about this even with like the charmed ones on, literally, if I was a demon, right? I'm going to go out with now with tangent. I could literally appear in 3 seconds in the charmed one's house, take a knife and stab them right in the chest and disappear again, or a fireball and kill them in literally 30 seconds. And they never do that. It's like a cat and mouse game with these people. And I feel like that's what mumm-ra does, because I feel like he gets off on, like, you crossed me. He holds a grudge indefinitely. So I'm going to go with, in my mind, this was like some sort of bizarre setup because he gets off on. So
he wants to face Zaxx again, but he can't conjure him.
Someone has to wear
the medallion.
He wants to dash their hopes because he gets off on
Zax's hopes, Vulture Man's hopes.
Yeah, because
ThunderCats.
he gets off on it because he's like, even then he took the sword of plunder. He's like, oh, and by the way, on top of that, I also have this. Like, he knew he was going to win.
Introducing the sword of plunder.
He's like, I have nothing else to do. He's like, I left the door open. I'm not here.
The
disc fell out.
Make it seem. I'm giving.
And
it to you,
we all know this, that mumm-ra can see everything because he knew that he got out.
At the end, he heard them. I don't know, because my question was, why was the sarcophagus
even down to the
open?
end when at the very end of the episode, Lion-O's like, we'll see, and he's like, he's crawling out of things like, yeah, we'll see.
No, he had his Skeletor movie moment. Did you see that, y'all?
Yes.
I'll be back.
I don't know.
I'll be back.
I feel like in my mind, that's what I was getting from it. It was like
I like that.
It's like he just enjoys this because remember, in my mind, he is thoroughly twisted. All these centuries of being tortured by the spirits of evil and living forever. Yes. He's just bent. He's twisted. Like it gives him some sort of like thrill to dash people's hopes. Like that's the ultimate evil. Like he gives people like, oh, you want to leave the shadow realm? Okay, here's the carrot. Do it. And nope, sorry, you're not going to. Bye.
Yeah, true.
Because the chat. I'll say one more thing. Because the spirits of evil hold this over him, he's able to hold that over somebody else.
Yes.
So
I mean, it makes sense.
That's what I got. That's what I got from
the rest of it.
Too many
variables.
No, too many like coincidences, and he's literally sitting in the darkness. Because what I would have done before Vulture Man went into my inner chamber, I would have said, "Bird, what are you doing?"
No, I don't know.
Why are you going into my sarcophagus? I would have. If I was so worried about it, I would have cut him off right then and there because he was standing right there. Mumm-ra wasn't out gathering berries, hanging out. He was literally standing in the dark right there.
It really does make sense. But the whole thing is what he wants.
And he also wanted to see if Vulture Man was going to cross him again, probably too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was setting it up.
But at the same time, I agree.
All right, I'm shutting up now.
I agree.
I talk too much.
That it makes sense like that, but at the same time, he was too like, Vulture Man, you're an idiot. He didn't want Vulture Man to have. He's like, get rid of the medallion. He's going to take over your body. So I don't know. I will say though, mumm-ra was serious mumm-ra today, and that's something that we bring up. We kind of know early on if we're going to have playful mumm-ra, jokey mumm-ra. This was serious mumm-ra.
But mumm-ra also wants minions, and he wants people to be able to talk down to and control. He literally said, so I'm jumping ahead, but he like when the medallion was taken off, which we have to talk about the other parts, but he said to Vulture Man, go get that medallion, bring it back to me, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to you.
Oh, yeah, that part, yes.
He's like, now, basically, like, it's almost like me, like if I was being mean to my children, it's like, go clean up the mess that you made, and then I'm going to punish you. I'm going to tell you what punishment you have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be like a parent doing that to a child, like an evil parent, like, go clean that mess up, and then I'm going to beat you or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of, like, that's the mentality, like the Cinderella kind of a thing or whatever. It's like, that's what it was. So it's like, if he was so mad at Vulture Man, he would have punished him then and just retrieved the medallion himself. He wants to have that power over people and torture them.
I agree.
That to me, that's what
Although I don't know
if the writers wrote it like that, but that's what my interpretation is.
I agree. So Vulture Man goes into the back door that happens to be in the sarcophagus, much like the LJN mumm-ra's Tomb playset where we have that spinning door.
Like the back door.
It was to transform mumm-ra to ever-living mumm-ra in the toy, but I do love that there's, because in the back of the mumm-ra's Tomb playset, there was always that random mechanical computer system thing. So I would love to think that that's mumm-ra's bedroom. That's where he keeps his jewelry, like we said, plugs in his thing. We joked about, like, back in the day, like, he must charge his phone and Wi-Fi in the sarcophagus. But now we know the door opens.
That's where he keeps all the HOA files.
I do enjoy in this late in the series getting a little bit more like pyramid layout information. It's fun.
It never ends, this pyramid. It grows.
But that
and
door,
grows.
that door opens into that room, which means whenever he's in there, if he like leans back too hard, he just falls into the boudoir.
I would love to think that he falls. Unless he has to lock it into place. There's some kind of like lock that has to be, or he does fall back.
Or maybe he's just not strong or heavy enough to move it when he's in his decayed form. He's just a bunch of bones.
He's light as a feather.
He's a bag of bones.
Bag of bones, Nora Jones. So
Nora Jones.
We do find out that yes, mumm-ra evidently, like you said, he's either waiting in the wings or he had to use the bathroom quickly. That's why he left the sarcophagus door open, because he was going to come right back to sleep.
I just came back from a new
rapping
at the salon. How dare you?
We didn't see mumm-ra like we normally would. If this was his plan, now that I'm thinking about it, we would have saw him in the beginning going, "Oh, Vulture Man is on his way."
Well, yeah, but David's whole thing hinges on a deleted scene, which I think it's fun.
Could have been. So yes,
I'm right and you're wrong, Ryan.
He does say that it's possible. It's possible.
I'm everybody's favorite brother. I am right.
So he does put on the medallion. He puts on the medallion, and yes, Brooklyn Bird says he's the ugliest thing he's ever been attached to. So,
and believe me, I've seen some ugly things in the streets of Brooklyn.
I mean, it's so funny that
you're so ugly.
I'll handle this. Mumm-ra, I'm here to put an end to your reign of terror. Long ago, you took what was rightfully mine, and now I'm here to get it back. We'll see about that.
Mumm-ra tells him he's a sorry excuse for a mutant. And as soon as this again, I'm going to play it for my bunglers out there. He says, Zack, sex will consume your whole body.
You are hearing things.
Can't you see, Vulture Man? Zaxx is taking over your body. Give me back that medallion before you are lost forever. Don't listen to him. This is for a better world. We can rule Third Earth together and...
No!
Don't do it, you bumbling coward!
Zaxx.
Zaxx.
I think that's what it is. Zaxx.
Well, let's ask. Wait a minute. Zaxx, will sex consume your whole body?
Soon I'll take over your entire life force.
It's Zack it's Z-E-X. That's what it's. Zaxx.
Well, that's mumm-ra's like weird British accent.
Zaxx.
You know, Brian, I'm really upset with you for making fun of someone's lisp. You are really a really terrible person. You know what?
You sure that's what it is? Or he wanted a little sex will control your whole body.
Well, it would. I mean, it does, depending on the circumstances.
So he does put on the medallion, and mumm-ra does. Oh my God, mumm-ra does tell him that you're an idiot. He's going to take over your body, and Vulture Man is not for that. He is not for he's like, oh no, I will not be taken over.
The moment he grows those extra arms, he is done.
Which I kind of appreciate that he is on top of it.
He's an egomaniac, right? He wants to be in charge. So if someone's taking over your body, that's not what you signed up for.
He said, touch my body, throw me on the bed, or whatever the hell that song is.
Why are you so obsessed with me, baby?
So he does sprout the arms, 2 more, and like Zack said, he's not having that. So he does throw it off, and I appreciate that.
You see, Vulture Man, I will never be defeated. You wouldn't let Zaxx grow in your body. No one would.
He throws it into the cauldron, and the cauldron spits it out. I actually think this is really interesting. I don't know if this was intentional, but the cauldron rejects it. like it's like nope, and just like launches it out of the pyramid. I think there's something very I don't know. It's not real. It's just me like looking for a mythology where there isn't any. But like Mumm-Ra can't use the medallion. Mumm-Ra's power is tied to the pyramid, and later on they fall into the cauldron and there's just a big explosion.
Yes.
And so I do think that I like to think that there's something to this, that like the magic of the pyramid and the magic of the medallion are not compatible and like just reject each other completely.
Yes.
It's like a bad relationship.
You stay in the northern hemisphere, I'll stay in the southern hemisphere. We will never see each other.
Don't cross this line.
It's like being with an ex in the same room with an ex. You're an ex for a reason, people. Don't go back. Just take the advice.
So he just wanted to see Zaxx again, but he could have just like looked in the medallion and talked to him.
Yeah, he's in the medallion. Let's not forget, which comes along with the Super7 figure. Mm-hmm. That medallion, you can see Zaxx in the medallion. The Rothschild, I want to call it, medallion.
Well, they've been in the news a lot lately. Yes. You might see a Rothschild in a medallion someplace.
So he does tell Vulture-Man before this all happens, they could rule Third Earth together. They're not planning New Thundera. Like, no. We're going to go
Zaxx
back.
Doesn't know where he is. Zaxx thinks he's still on Third Earth.
That's the funny part about this whole thing.
From his perspective, nothing's changed. He's been trapped in this medallion forever.
This Mumm-Ra mouth shelf has been here for so long. I don't know where I am.
Nothing's really
So
changed.
he does, like David said earlier, Mumm-Ra instructs him, you will get this medallion back. Is that at this part?
Yeah, and we get an upskirt.
Yes.
Vulture-Man cowering and Mumm-Ra looking down on him. We get
Vulture-Man
nice
is on his
shot.
knees, a matter of fact, under the skirt shot. I mean, the skirt shot, the under, hey Leah, the undershirt shot.
Shirt Scott?
So
before Vulture-Man takes off the medallion, Zaxx gives us one more Bungler line. He says, "Don't do it, you bungling coward."
Yes, thank you so much.
Don't do it, you bungling coward.
This has to be added somewhere, unfortunately, into
that ever-growing intro.
You bungler.
Our bungler intro that we play here, because it has to. I was almost tempted to put Skeletor a little while ago. Oh, where did that come from? Vulture-Man is going to get the medallion, and then he'll come back for his punishment, whatever that is, from Mumm-Ra. But guess what? We cut to Panthro and Snarf. Great voice acting as always. But Panthro believes that Snarf fell down into the caverns below and is lost. And he does try to contact with the communicator. He reaches Cat's lair and he says, "Need your help. Snarf. Lost. Passing out. Drama, and I love it.
And the whisker is just totaled. It's like a mangled mess.
They're crab legs that like hang.
Crab legs.
They always look like those legs of a crab that dangle.
Are they king crabs? Are they Alaskan crab
they
legs?
Look like that.
Do you have butter sauce? Drawn butter?
That's right. They kind of they're all like, oh, they're so sad. They're tentacles. So yes,
I have no words.
We think that Snarf has fallen to his death, right? But he's just sort of like clinging onto a cliff. And then this is the thing. This is my biggest gripe with this episode. I think it's so stupid that this like random gust of tornado wind comes from under the Churning Canyon and like sucks Snarf through an underground tunnel directly in front of Mumm-Ra's pyramid. Peter gave this whole, sorry Peter, I'm throwing you under the bus, this whole speech on the episode of Beyond Thundera with Chris Trengrove about internal logic and storytelling.
Yes.
And if something if you're like if something doesn't make sense, if it doesn't fit the internal logic of the show, it takes you out of it as an audience member. This to me has always just taken me right out of it. It's like, that is so dumb. There must have been a better solution. Why is this the way to get Snarf to the pyramid? Like, have him get stuck in the bookmobile, or like, I don't know, there must have been a better way. Yes. It's just, it's so, that's like the, my cynical reaction. Like in the world of the show though, like, why is there a portal from the Churning Canyon to where Mumm-Ra's pyramid is?
Maybe Mumm-Ra was a wind.
It really was no miracle. What happened was
it's
just this.
Yeah,
the wind began to switch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges started to unhitch. Just then, the witch.
The bitch.
The bitch like to satisfy an itch.
This was Mumm-Ra's song. So, you know what it makes me think of? Panthro early on having to get past those blasts. Remember the cloning Panthro episode where the light would come up from the mountain?
In the bottomless chasm, yeah.
So writing like that, where you have to get out of a chasm in a more realistic way, I agree, as opposed to a gust of wind. But the gust of wind just so happens to bring Snarf next to the amulet. And this might be a bungling moment for me. Snarf finds the amulet and puts it right on. And then he's like,
oh, piece of jewelry. Oh, is this Elizabeth Taylor's?
Oh my God. They both, yeah.
What is this? This armor ought to protect me from any more earthquakes.
Well, and it generate the first thing it does is generate armor. And I think he sort of thinks of it as armor, even though it's very clearly a necklace. But his reaction, it's very strange. It's like, oh, this armor will protect me from mumm-ra.
Right near mumm-ra's pyramid, because that's the first thing you would do is pick up something near mumm-ra's pyramid.
And the fact that it transformed into an armor in front of him, I was like, Snarf, you know better. You know there's too many things on this planet that could have a reverse effect. I mean, I get it. Take it, because it could be something. It could be another, God knows, another.
I mean, if it was gold and Chitara was there, but it was not an ounce
no,
of gold.
No, but it could have been a treasure
saw.
of Thundera, honestly, that he came upon.
Are we done with that already?
Not really. We find out that, guess what? This creature's even this. Oh no! What did he call him? This
you
uglier
are uglier than that last animal. You are uglier than that last animal. Ah, well, listen to me. You have a mission, my friend.
Oh, I like Zack's strong Brooklyn accent that comes out.
Giving me top energy.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Panthro.
Panthro.
Bro, Panthro tells Lion-O and Wily Cat about Snarf. Oh, wait, I jumped a little. Sorry. So, yes, he puts on this amulet. Zaxx begins to talk to Snarf.
And convinces him to, like, he didn't succeed as well with Vulture Man, but it's this sort of Faustian thing of, like, oh, like, trust me. If you trust me, I will defeat mumm-ra. You want that, right? You want to defeat the big evil enemy, right? I can help you do that. Just follow my instructions.
That should work out well.
Snarf falls for it and wanders into the pyramid. And this is where we get mumm-ra's reaction, which I love. It has this, like, I mean, you'll play the audio, but I love that mumm-ra has this, like, aristocratic laugh. How terrifying. Ooh.
Yes.
mumm-ra! Calm down. This'll only take a minute. Zack, in the body of Snarf. Oh, how terrifying.
Yes, he does it so. Again,
is this where the gurgles
mumm-ra
happened? Are these the gurgles that you were talking about?
This might be the gurgles, because although my gurgle comment actually comes a little later for some
gurgles.
reason.
Is that like the giggles?
I don't know why my gurgle note happened later on at this point, but yes, we'll just say gurgling happened around here. I'll find the gurgles. I'll find the gurgles for you.
I don't have words for this, so I'm.
Is this not a word you know, David? Have you never heard this word before? Gurgle.
Gurgles? No, I have no words for in the context of this of where he's taking the gurgle. No,
I just noticed that he was extra serious and extra.
I'm someplace else with that, but okay.
So.
Not guzzling, it's gurgling.
Gosh, Lion-O, I don't even know what to say.
Have you seen the cover of this?
Daniel, we speak your name. I want to say, put this in this part. Panthro is now rescued by Lion-O. They come to him, Panthro, Cat, and he tells them Snarf is possibly, again, the drama. I love that. Their relationship, I love that they're worried. I love that Panthro was so, like, distraught that Snarf fell down into the churning rocks.
Well, and it's Earl Hyman's, like, Shakespearean drama coming out, right?
So good.
In an episode with the Rosencrantz medallion, we get some Shakespearean panthro.
And he has a voice of a Shakespearean actor, let me tell you. My goodness. Why did I write this happened to Piper on Charmed at some point?
What?
Oh, Snarf. Snarf gets his extra arms, much like Vulture Man did earlier. And this is what happened to Piper. Remember when she became the goddess?
She became Ishnu or something?
No, she became some kind of goddess. And she sprouted arms. So
she became the goddess of destruction.
Yeah. I forgot what the name was. But anyway, I'm not a fan of multiple arms on characters. I just want to say,
it's like, I'm really not a fan of multiple
I don't
arms.
know. I'm not a fan, especially if they're poor CGI from 2000 with Charmed.
I don't like multiple arms.
Zaxx, I like his design. And as a matter of fact, I think it looks great on the action figure. Like, I think it makes it look like a grand, strong character. But I don't know. I've never been a fan of characters with these arms like this.
What about Char?
Another character with arms.
Actually, now that we're getting Zaxx, back to the toy conversation, we have a character with 4 arms. Maybe that means we'll get Char more easily. I don't really know how that sort of thing works.
Do they still call it bucks? They can use the same bucks?
Will they share part of the same buck, right? That to have 4 arm attachments.
Oh.
Mattel was good for that. We made a female character. Now we can make every female character out of this same body. This She-Ra body. This Evelyn body. Anyway, so yes, arms. Multiple arms.
This is where Mumm-Ra starts attacking. And I love, you alluded to it earlier, when he presents the Sword of Plundar, like it's, this big dramatic reveal. Behold the Sword of Plundar. I love that Mumm-Ra explains that he's grown in power, because that's true. Right after Mumm-Ra lives, the ancient spirits powered him up a little more. His reflection doesn't harm him anymore. He gained the Sword of Plundar, big powerful weapon. So he is a big. It's not just his ego talking. Like, he doesn't just think he could defeat Zaxx. He knows he's more powerful. And so I love when he reveals the sword and then starts firing on Snarf. And we get a new sound cue, which is this like discordant piano. Like, it's like slamming all the keys on the piano at once.
Yes.
And it happens every time he fires with the Sword of Plundar, we use that noise. And it's important because it happens again in a couple episodes. Like, this isn't the only time we hear this sound, but I liked hearing it here for the first time.
I have a question. Do you think the fact that Snarf is a Snarf and all we've learned about him is the reason why Zaxx was able to come out of the amulet? Because it almost looked like he fell and he tripped out of the amulet.
Well,
yeah, like Snarf fell forward and then he came out.
Mumm-Ra says, like, you will be lost in Zaxx. Like, he'll take over your body, Snarf.
Do you want that?
But
is that what you want?
Zack?
Lose control over your body. But they never explain, like, what happens to your body. Does it disappear? Do you just, like, fall unconscious? So I didn't think there was anything unusual. I think it was just a time thing. Like, if Vulture Man had kept it on for much longer, the same thing would have happened to him.
But Snarf didn't die. He didn't lose his body.
I thought and
I see, when I was watching this, I thought Lion-O was going to come in with the Sword of Omens, do the ThunderCats ho, and the Sword of Omens was going to revive Snarf. Because I thought when Snarf fell and Zaxx came out of the amulet that he had basically essentially tapped initially until Snarf moved a little bit. I thought Snarf was dead, for lack of a better word, like he was gone.
Oh, like he took his essence,
and that was it. And he was like shot, but he wasn't. But I thought that was what was actually happening. So I'm assuming maybe because Vulture Man had some. He took some of Vulture Man's essence, and he took some of Snarf's essence, maybe, and that's why.
I literally thought he took over your body, meaning you turn into him with the arms, and you'll start turning color.
That's what I
bird-like
initially thought too. So
it was a bit of a surprise when that didn't happen. You're right.
I think Mumm-Ra was surprised too.
Surprised. You're right. Mumm-Ra seemed surprised. That's true.
This is not the normal.
This is not in the book.
Yeah, this is not in the book. Sex is supposed to take over your body.
He's like, notes, please, notes. No. Where does it say this? No.
I want to say that Zack says this is the final chapter of this
documentary,
of this story, of this relationship. This is how it ends on New Thundera. they're fighting at this point.
They're fighting, and the Thunder Tank like plows through the wall, and Wily Cat standing on top of it when it plows through the wall. I don't know if you caught that.
Getting daring, our boy here.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's like, I don't need my sister today to show off. I can do it myself.
What part was Sky Tomb's music used in this episode?
Oh yes, that's when Vulture-Man first arrives at the pyramid after the act break, landing the bookmobile. Okay. We get the Sky Tomb sound effects and music. It was very off-putting. I caught it too. The bookmobile. It was maybe to make the bookmobile more menacing. I don't know.
How do you make a thing that's like an open book?
Bookmobile.
I'm an open book.
I do love the bookmobile.
I like the bookmobile. I actually think that the Scholastic thing should be an open bookmobile.
So they drive up with.
It should be a box truck that's an open.
Maybe we could.
My grandma drove a bookmobile when she was a school librarian.
I love it
for a district, and I think during the summer she would when the schools were out of session, she would drive the bookmobile. I don't know if it was just to transport books from one branch to another, or I don't know what she was doing, but yeah, she learned how to like drive a manual like truck transmission so she could drive the bookmobile. I love it. This is like 1960.
I think that's awesome.
That is
all right. I have a question. Physical book, digital media book?
Physical book.
Okay, me too.
Of course.
I like having it, like physically having it and holding it, and the experience of turning pages. To me, scrolling or even turning pages on a Kindle, fake pages, like, yes, I'm still absorbing the story, I'm still reading it, but it doesn't feel like the activity of reading to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good way to get away from your screen for a little while if you're actually reading a book, as opposed to being on it for everything then. Yeah. Like picking up the book.
Yeah. It also makes it feel kind of not to like, I mean, certainly this is true of all media that's been digitized, right? Like when something is just a file that you can look at on your screen, it ceases when it doesn't have a physical form in the world. It somehow feels like less, like it disappears. It's not a real thing. But like the book on your shelf is a real thing that takes up space. That's how I feel about VHS and DVD and all that, then physical media in general. Like it's things that are important to you. Having physical representations of them in your life is a way to remind yourself that they're there and that you love them. Mm-hmm. And to show other people, like, oh, look at these books on my shelf. Oh, have you read that book? Oh, no. Okay. You can't do that with a Kindle.
And also, just really quickly, it's a way to know that you'll always have the physical media, because there's so many shows that disappear and come and go, and you're like, oh, I want that. Years ago, Zach and I were talking about the Willow TV series that Disney made. They literally took it off, and you cannot.
It's so absolutely true.
Zaxx is out, and like
mumm-ra and Zaxx is fighting. Snarf is under between them, and Lion-O uses the ThunderCats hoe, and then
Lion-O hoes to distract them, and
he's hoeing.
Panthro says to throw the pellets. For some reason, that really gave them enough distraction. Mumm-ra and Zaxx were both like, oh my God, there's a cat symbol up in the air. Let me look at it for a moment.
And there's dust. Oh my God, there's so much dirt in this place.
They see the dirt and the dust flying in there. Oh my God. Because Mumm-ra was shocked.
You clean this place?
He was shocked over that cat symbol. That happens. They're able to get Snarf. I want to say, like, Lion-O goes one way, Panthro goes another way.
Yeah, Wily Cat uses his pellets to make like a big smoke screen. Panthro runs in and grabs Snarf and gets back to the tank. But this is all just incidental to mumm-ra and Zaxx continuing to fight. And they're like physically squabbling, and it almost looks like they're fighting over the medallion. Like, I want that necklace. No, I want that necklace.
They're both trying to put it on their neck at the same time. I love that.
Yeah, mumm-ra gets it off of Zaxx like he does in the documentary, and Zack starts to freak out, but then he grabs it back and puts it back on, and then mumm-ra gets it over his neck too, and they both get like enveloped in the magic of the medallion, and then they topple into the cauldron.
It's Dynasty. It's a Dynasty moment. It's literally Dynasty.
They go into a pool.
It's the Carringtons. It's Dynasty, and they fall into the viewing
over jewelry.
Yes, it's basically this champagne is burnt.
They really
do. They fall into the viewing
as
pool.
The necklace is around both of their necks. I don't know how, with those thick necks that they both have, that they're able to put the thing around the neck as they crash into the cauldron, which causes the whole pyramid's roof to explode.
Yeah. I really do think that the cauldron launching the medallion out earlier in the episode is foreshadowing of it just exploding now.
Rejects.
About to blow.
They're like Zack said, there's something in this cauldron will not have it. It will not take that magic. Yeah, like it is almost like it's like opposite magnets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magnetism.
The northern and southern hemispheres, like they weren't meant to meet.
The poles.
They're your ex for a reason, people. Again, don't take them back.
So the drama that
Crystal and Alexis, don't take them down.
Oh my God. They think the explosion is grand enough for them to believe that mumm-ra is dead.
No.
The sky's clear. There's like pink skies overhead. And Lionel's all starry-eyed.
He says it's a new day for the universe, a day of peace. Mumm-ra is gone. Commercial.
You mean?
What happened?
Oh, Zaxx fulfilled his mission.
The end of mumm-ra. It's a new day for the universe, a day of peace.
Course, have the wrap up. Dun, 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 dun. They're always outside of New Cat's lair, and Mandora is always outside. She will not come in. She's got no time for that. Even though she is calm Mandora, she's peaceful, thankful Mandora. She didn't even say, "It's the law. You should have done it." No, she was just like, "Thank you, ThunderCats." You've got him. He still has to serve time, which is my favorite.
He's like, "Why don't you let me go? I did help you."
Poor Vulchi.
Now, wouldn't you have loved it if Mandora was just like, "And by the way, this cat's lair was built illegally," and just like,
I've been meaning to send this to you.
This is personal.
this extra. This one's for me.
Back to exile for you, Vulture Man.
But I helped save the day. Oh, if it wasn't for me, mumm-ra would still be around.
You still have time to serve, mutant. Thanks for the help, ThunderCats.
Well, with the end of mumm-ra, our task of spreading peace through the galaxy is almost done.
I don't know. I somehow can't believe that mumm-ra is finished for good.
Time will tell, Snarf. Safe journey, Mandora.
Lion-O says their task of spreading peace throughout the galaxy is almost done. I did not know
that they were spreading peace throughout the universe. They were Voltron force.
Yes, that was the part of everything.
They're the Voltron
Never
force.
mentioned. Yeah.
On planet Earth, the Galaxy Alliance was formed to spread peace throughout the universe.
Didn't last too long, though. That's part of it. I think that's a new added thing that Lion-O's just like, yeah, that's part of our thing. Go with it.
Yeah, that was peculiar. He's sort of he's taking on a lot in that line.
Yeah. He's like this
never mind that Mandora is like, an officer, like an interplanetary law enforcement organization whose job actually is to like maintain order and peace in the galaxy. Lion-O's just taking that on as the ThunderCats' job now.
She's just Judge Dredd.
Yes, like Sean said. And also we found out there's the EI inspector is also from her damn penile planet. We brought that up in the last episode. Wily Kid, which was funny. Wily Kid said, "You'll never see him because he's always working too." The work ethic in ThunderCats is to not be beat by anybody. You're always working. Mandora's always working.
So this is the last time we'll see Vulchi.
The last time we see
Mandora.
Yeah, they fly off on the bike and that's it.
She's lucky. She's been seen quite a lot. And this is the last time. And honestly, she left on a very nice... No one could say anything bad about her.
Yeah, because she was nicer than ever. Yeah, I actually
she basically was like, "Well,
that.
you're still in trouble." So, but like, she wasn't like nasty about it. She's like, "No, this is it. It's the way it is.
This is the law." So Snarf says he has a hard time to believe that mumm-ra is honestly gone for good.
Yes, listen to Snarf.
Listen to Snarf because, again, like we said, Skeletor pops out of the cauldron.
Crawls out. He's crawling out. He's not floating out. He's like, And
the first came up was Sword of Plunder comes up first. And then the TV was still on in there as he was in the cauldron because he's like, yes, time will tell, Snuff, if I'm back or not. I'm still here, bitch.
Oh, yes. Time will tell.
He's like, and I am telling you, I'm not going.
He's not going. He is not going. Okay, so did we miss anything from the main plot before we get into grading, hoeing, trivia?
No way.
Okay, well, stupid question just out of the side note. Are you happy that Vulture-Man is the last mutant we see, or would you have preferred to see all of the mutants? I mean,
no, I'm happy.
You happy it's Vulchi?
I'm happy too. Matthew Malik talks about Vulture-Man being his favorite mutant to write for. And I think he is fun to write for because he has a chip on his shoulder. The other mutants piss him off. He has an ego. He's goofy. We get him singing in this episode. Yeah, no, I enjoy that he's the last one we see.
Growing up, was Vulture-Man your favorite mutant?
Growing up, I think I misgendered both Vulture-Man and Tugmug because they wear skirts. It's funny, Matthew Malik in that same interview in Hear the Roar says that Vulture-Man, he just sort of assumed, and he doesn't know if this is true of other writers, but he just sort of assumed that Vulture-Man was gay or gay-coded.
I feel he was Vulture-Man. I thought that was us, though. I thought that was certainly
a diva.
Mm-hmm. He's a demon twink.
Does he come back every
He's
November?
A demon twink.
See, that's the kind of things we got. Even maybe we should ask Peter. Like, can you imagine us, Peter? Our first question, Vulture-Man.
But isn't it sad? Isn't it sad?
Gay to you?
Isn't it sad though that we always equate the worst qualities of gay men, and that's the coding that we have in gay?
No,
like
I would just say
they're cowardly and vicious. Like that's what I always
Smart,
think. But
too.
honestly, we've talked about this with like Disney characters. Like that could be a whole deep dive. Like Jafar is like vapid and and cowardly and like bitchy.
Did
like
he want
it's always the gay characters are always like the villainous and petty and vicious and queenie. Like that's what annoys me about that. But yes, like Vulture-Man is kind of femme in like a very like sort of gayish way.
But there's a long history of queer-coded villains and like identifying
Scar.
because the villain is often the outcast, right? Like they're villainous because they were rejected.
Do you think Monstar is gay?
Oh my goodness. That's his username on the website. Monstar. I don't know. Look him up.
Do I think Monstar is gay? No. He never struck me as queer at all.
Mumm-ra, on the other hand.
I think Monstar is gay.
No, you
I'm just
don't.
No,
I do think Mumm-ra could be, unless because the last 30 years
because he does drag.
No, and everything else that he does.
Just because he does drag. You know what?
Everything else.
That's a fetish. You know it. That's
could
a fetish.
be actually a fetish.
But anyway, I don't know. I thought Bo was very gay acting.
Bo is gay.
And She-Ra.
Sorrowful the Dragon even said. Remember that episode when he...
Yes.
With his, I'm so bashful, but you're pretty. So, anyway, oh God. So.
This really went off the rails.
Let's bring it back.
Like I said, no trivia. As far as I don't have any trivia, Zack, besides Mandara, Evil Chaser.
On Dennis, on his website, he has his original sketches of Zaxx, who originally looked more like Tahat, the ibis or crane looking Egyptian god. But then there's a sketch of another head, and it says in quotes Foghorn, and he says on the blog, he says Zaxx's head is a tribute to Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that how he talks?
Oh gosh.
Oh, he's Southern, isn't he?
He sounds like an old Southern like plantation owner. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. And I could picture the crane head because in Egyptian art, it is like the thinnest. I mean, it's a crane head, but it's like always funny to see this tiny crane on top of this human body. Like
we have cranes here, right?
I've seen them.
Yeah, they're so.
I've also saw a quail yesterday. I sent it to Zack.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
You know what? He would look too much like Vulture-Man to me.
Yeah, it did. It does give Vulture-Man a little bit.
So I'm happy he went something different.
It does look like fall.
Yes, you got it. That's it.
Foghorn Leghorn. Oh, it's Blanche Devereaux's father, Big Daddy.
Oh my!
I'm Big Daddy. Big Daddy's here for you.
Too funny.
Big Daddy's coming. He just called. Oh, Big Daddy's gonna be in Miami tomorrow. I can't believe it.
I can't believe I know anyone who calls their father Big Daddy.
Back home, everybody calls him Big Daddy. He's the most respected and beloved man in our town.
Can you imagine instead of a Brooklyn accent, he has that accent?
I would have loved that because that's part of
mumm-ra.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, sir, that's right. He does have like a little.
Oh my god!
I actually think it would have made a little more sense, maybe.
Instead, he came from Staten Island.
I think it's giving more Brooklyn, like Pan Brooklyn, than it is Staten Island.
Okay, so if you had to rate this on your hoe scale from 1 to 5 hoes.
0 to 5 hoes.
Oh, 0 to 5 hoes. I do say. Oh, Zack, would you like to hoe it up first for us?
So the things I like about this episode, I like setting aside how enjoyable the concept of the documentary is. Mumm-ra, like knowing that the cameras are there. Like I like this glimpse into the history of Third Earth. There's like Zaxx to me, like when I was a teenager coming up with my own ideas and stories of the history of these characters, like Zaxx loomed large as a character in that mythology because they literally say that he and Mumm-ra shared control of the planet, north and south. So that makes him a pretty important dude. So I like that. I like the medallion as this like magical thing that his power comes from, that's not connected to the ancient spirits of evil, clearly not connected to the pyramid, a very separate source of power. But I also like how silly this episode is. I like the bookmobile and Matthew Malick's talent for just writing jokes is really on display here. But I have to deduct like at least half a hoe for Snarf getting sucked through that tunnel to the pyramid. I also don't like that, given how important Zack seems to be and how big the threat of him feels, like I don't like that we don't get him until the second half of the episode. So I'm going to say 3.5. I'll say 3.5.
I love his 3.5, but I went very high. I don't know. I gotta say that in the string of episodes, we've had some really good ones, but we've also had a bunch of ones that...
Dude, yeah, you just did Swan Song. Ugh.
I'm editing it now, and I'm not sure we even covered it correctly. All we're talking about so far is polluting and eco-villains from Captain Planet. Anyway... I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because history being built, the Third Earth split, I enjoy too, having more to the mythos added. It was not a perfect episode, but in season 4, the last of 3, it could have been much worse. It could have been Swan Song. The fact that Matthew can do humor, like Zack is saying, but also action and story, 4.5. I am subtracting the 5 points because Mumm-ra's greatest adversary was an Italian bird. That's the only, like an Italian Brooklyn, New York bird. That's the only thing kind of like, if they would have changed his voice, and I get it, how many times can you have Peter Newman probably doing a villain again? It would have sounded like his tiger voice if he was doing it, but something else besides the Italian.
Larry gave Wizz-Ra that like, rich, deep voice, and he gives Zaxx this sort of very cartoony voice. You're right. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. You're right. The choice of voice feels very late season 4. Let's just do something silly. You're right.
That's the thing. If you gave him a more menacing,
it makes him less menacing. You're right.
Yes. And the whole, you're the ugliest thing I've ever seen is like so like, oh my goodness, please. So
you want a piece of pizza?
That's what I'm going to say, David.
I mean, let's be honest. If you saw a Snarf in real life, with like weird lizard chest and like strange beard and like half bald ears, like, they're kind of strange.
Do you also think that Snarf's skin looks like an armadillo skin, possibly? That skin that they have, it's like fleshy but cardish looking.
Maybe.
Yes, that is how I've always. Yes, that's, or sort of like a what fruit is it? Is it like a cacao pod or a papaya?
Oh, maybe.
A papaya skin. Snarf, you are what you eat. candy fruit. If it was like the stuffed snarf from the 80s that I always wanted, I would hug him. Aww. If he was alive and he came. I would have said Vulture Man. Yeah, he looks more like me. Yeah, he's a bird too. How is he ugly?
Yeah, that's weird. That was a weird choice. He's also a bird.
And a beautiful bird.
All right, let's not get crazy
David, hoe it.
I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. I agree with pretty much everything you guys have said. I loved the documentary. I loved knowing that Mumm-Ra has something behind his sarcophagus. I loved the fact that there was other powers that could take Mumm-Ra on. I did not like the fact that Snarf got sucked all the way through some mystical Wizard of Oz portal that went all the way from one place to the other. The catacombs of, I don't know. I did not like the fact that there was a few things I didn't really like. The voice just added to being funny for me. I think he probably was a bird, so maybe they could have just done a random bird voice. Maybe a little something in there, like a bird sort of like thing, like Vulture Man. Add a little of that into it. Like obviously, I'm laughing because it's like a very Brooklynese accent, very funny. So I guess
I used to live here.
Yeah. Where's the Empire State Building? Can't get a good cannoli here anywhere from Mumm-Ra's pyramid. But anyway, yeah. So there was a few things that were like, I liked it overall, and I was really amused by the whole documentary thing. So, and there was other thing behind the pyramid. There was a few things that really like redeemed a lot of it for me that I really enjoyed. So I'm giving it like a 4, only because it propelled the story along for me. I like the fact that honestly, I like the fact that they crashed, that there was a little more like imminent danger for them, that they were not invincible as they always seem to be. So there were definitely aspects of it that I liked. I gave it a 4. So in between two of you guys.
Wow. So
I think yours was a little too high, Ryan, personally. But
how dare you?
I also like that it we don't see Mumm-Ra in the next episode, and when he does show up in the last episode, it's sort of a surprise. Like I feel like Mumm-Ra now, like they think he's gone, so now he can operate in secret a little bit.
See, they knew what they were doing. I almost feel like they kind of were. You know, there's always that end of the season episode, even if they know they're getting picked up, right? Or something. Like they do kind of have a closer, like our first season with fond memories. And, you know, they kind of do always wrap up the order, I feel like, with a possible, if this is the end kind of thing. And I'm glad that this could have been a cool, like, wow, okay, this happened. Like Zack is saying, he doesn't show up and then, oh, Mumm-Ra, he's still around.
Yeah, I think of these last 3 sort of, they sit together as a piece for me. Like Mumm-Ra taken down, like quote unquote taken out by an ancient enemy, out of the picture for a while. Sort of everyone thinks everything is sort of peachy keen, where the next episode is all about repopulating the planet, and then in the finale we have the big cataclysmic thing and Mumm-Ra shows up again. So I don't know, they to me they feel like a nice trio of episodes, a nice little trilogy.
Okay, so now we have to see who was our biggest bungler today.
You are a worthless, bungling idiots! Bunglers! You bungler! Once again, you have failed. You bungled it!
Bunglers? Zaxx?
I have 2 maybe. The first obvious one we talked about already is Vulture Man. Like his megalomania getting the better of him, and like if you really want freedom, just go for it. Like flee someplace you know you'll be safe. Don't take on Mumm-Ra. Like what are you thinking? We know that that's the kind of person he is, so I'm not sure that that's that big of a bungle. We wouldn't have the whole episode if that hadn't happened. So I also think Lion-O a little bit. The notion that Mumm-Ra is defeated is so provably false, and you've been fooled before in this exact same way. Like after the trial of evil, you threw the thing in the cauldron and the pyramid, like the sky is cleared, and you thought, and like, I mean, yes, he says time will tell, but if you think he's gone, like take some extra precautions, like, you know, destroy the ancient spirit statues, or like dredge the cauldron, blow up the whole, like bulldoze the pyramid. Like if you really think he's gone,
cement,
take
some
precaution. Don't just say, oh, time will tell.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, we'll see. But also like Mumm-Ra, like that's not Mumm-Ra's home. This is your home planet. You think he's gone? Really erase him. Like he's established himself on your planet. Now that you think he's gone, wipe out the foothold he's put there. It's very strange to me that he just sort of writes it off.
Blow up the Mumm-Ra.
Yeah.
Everything, right? Yeah, right. Everything. Blow it up. Ship it to... No, I wouldn't even give it to Mandora and stuff because God knows the mutants will end up taking the mumm-ra. Like, I can't even say, like, have her relocated to the prison planet. No, just throw it, blow it up. Blow it up all. So, yes, Vulture Man for me, David, but also Snarf for just putting on the amulet. Without wondering if it's going to do anything. I thought he almost made it sound like, oh, it's going to keep me warm too, this armor. Warm, safe. The Snarf for doing that, and almost mumm-ra for keeping it in his open mouth shelf.
Keep my necklace out your mouth.
Out of your open mouth mumm-ra shelf. I think that if this is like the most precious, well, maybe it's not the most precious, but it's up there. That it got its own mouth shelf.
Its own room.
Its own room. That's right. Its own bedroom. Hide that a little better, mumm-ra.
It's interesting that he had basically the pyramid has like a dedicated room as like a monument to this conquest. Like, I defeated this guy. I took the thing that gives him power, and I'm gonna keep it in this, and I'm gonna dedicate a whole room to it, and he's still in there, so he knows.
And he's taking selfies with the documentary camera, looking back like, yes, make sure you know I'm in front of this amulet.
Is this why you're getting my good side?
I know over the shoulders looks really good too. So yeah, who's the bungler for you, David?
I think I'd mentioned, like you said earlier in the episode, Vultureman bungled because I would have just given myself as much distance from every one of the ThunderCats, the enemies, Mandora, as possible. I would have actually tried to ditch the ship too and found some other means to escape. I would have probably faked my own death at that point. I would have blown up the ship and pretended that I crashed someplace to get away from Mandora, because
elaborate plot, faking death.
Because obviously Mandora is relentless. She's a little slow sometimes, but she's relentless. So I would have totally not taken on anything. I would have knowing that I'm alone. So that was a huge bungle. Lion-O not initially using the Sword of Omens again, even though I know it activates itself when it wants to. Could have called Sight Beyond Sight. That to me has always been a bungle because it always seems to be so prevalent. And then as of the last part of the season, it just seems to never been used, or unless it's
I thought he was using it more, actually.
No, I think it's kind of died off at some point. Mumm-ra not just taking the amulet to begin with and just throwing it into a black hole or putting it into the netherworld and just banishing it, leaving it open to being able to possibly be used, because he always likes his conquest. Again, that whole opening up to my theory where he wanted it to be done to just torture people, dangling the carrot.
And like Zack said, people do like to show off their collection, so he does show this off. Yeah,
so
that's his trophy.
I don't know. To me, overall, the biggest bungle is Vulture Man not just trying to use this as a way of just escaping and getting far away, because I knew he's going to end up. He has too many powerful enemies that are wanting to get him back to where he belongs, locked up.
Yes.
He has Braggs that's after him. He has Mandora after him. He has the ThunderCats, and ultimately Mumm-ra, who he knows he's going to cross Mumm-ra, and Mumm-ra is not going to tolerate being crossed. So he has nobody on his side. Even he has frenemies that are not on his side. So the point is, he should have just left.
Go back to Plundar.
Yeah, yes. Even that would have been a better choice. Even if he was not loved there or respected there, he could still be protected by, even if he was the lowest man on the totem pole, I would have just put that ship into overdrive and gotten my feathers out of there. So
why don't we just, in our heads, why don't we think that
he's the biggest
Vulchi is actually out there living his best life under an alias, dyed feathers, and giving books to the galaxy.
And I get it. He
became a librarian.
I get it. They got a taste of power when they were on Third Earth, and then I'm going to be done because we went over way far over for one episode. But this is the end of the season.
For editing, oh my God, 2 hours.
So that's the bottom line. They got a taste of power on Third Earth. There was a point when they had brute men under their control where they were feared by Wolos and other things on this Third Earth planet. So I get where you have a taste of power, and it's very corrupting, tantalizing and corruptive and all of those things. So I understand that, but knowing you have no allies, you have no real power, and you're on a freaking book ship, you don't have, and it's not equipped with weapons. It's not the Rat Star. You have nothing. Yeah. You have nothing. You don't even have a gun. You have nothing. So literally, if that disc didn't fall out and he didn't see that there was something, what was he going to do? He should have just hightailed it out, got it out of Dodge. He is the biggest bungler. because everything else is just of no consequence. How the Panthro crashed was because they were in a bad area, because they always crash in that thing.
Yeah.
It's not in a great place to be flying a ship. Like, people's reaction is still because he was the common factor. He caused all the problems. If he wasn't there, they wouldn't have been chasing him. They wouldn't have got caught with the rocks. They wouldn't have went to the pyramid. Nothing would have happened. So he's the common denominator. He should have just left.
I think Vulture Man is actually a really great character for a Silverhawks crossover. Like, he somehow knocks Mandora off the bike and like finds his way to Limbo Galaxy and starts working with hardware for Monstar, just making contraptions.
Moonstar of Limbo, because
who's evidently gay.
Because he's gay too.
I was going to say who's evidently gay. We found out he's been outed on this show. I think that's
only in
genius.
his regular form, not when he transforms.
You don't like
when he puts on his Iron Maiden suit, or whatever.
No, only when he's in his wild cat-like crazy form, which is the one I like the best.
They definitely
looks like Lion-O, like zombie Lion-O.
Well,
I was just going to say they definitely had a theme.
Why do you think I like him so much?
They definitely had like a.
Do you see behind me my two Monstars?
They definitely had like a red hair fetish with long red hair.
Or, you know what they say? They say blondes have all the fun, but redheads have more fun trying.
Oh, I never heard that.
I know. I made that up years ago.
Oh my god! Oh, there you go. I honestly,
you can quote David Hale on that one.
Vulture Man actually, as the ultimate bungler, does make sense. He could have had a whole new life, so I'll go with that.
He could have had a singing career
on his new.
He could have been. He was a lawyer. He could have been.
Yeah, he could have been so many things. So I agree. That's on his.
Yeah, we all named him. So I think he wins as the biggest bungler.
Congratulations, Vulchi. And sorry, Mandora. Thank you for your service to the galaxy. Thank you for your possible one eye. We've said that a few times when Zack was on. Does she have one eye under that helmet?
Is she like Geordi from like Enterprise? Is she like blind without the visor?
Oh,
I'm not sure. I'm not quite
she has,
sure.
White eyes underneath there. Maybe that's what
I think she's a Cyclops. I think there's a missed opportunity. Maybe in the comics. I don't know what they're
for her to remove her helmet and reveal a Cyclops.
And I want all these boys and men that grew up in the 80s that might have had a fantasy about Mandora be like, oh.
Hey, babe, I got my eye on you.
One eye. So that was this episode of ThunderCats Reviews. I can't believe we have 2 more after that.
And they're jam-packed.
This one was jam-packed. So can you imagine the Well of Doubt with Dennis J. Woodyard, Zack, and these two over here that I'm talking, including myself?
I'm so excited for Well of Doubt. I think it's I'm excited to talk to Dennis and to talk to him about that episode, but I'm also just excited to talk about that episode. I've always really adored it.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to watch it.
There's water involved.
There's water involved. I'm so excited.
And I know there's like a thing that looks like a bag full of water, like a jug.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I am saddened. I am the full range of emotions. So it's gonna be it's like it's bittersweet. It's all bittersweet for me.
But we're going to celebrate bunglers. We're going to send those questions in if you have them for Dennis, for Zack, for Peter, for us, if you have them. If we didn't answer it in the last few years that we've been doing this, if you have any questions. But also, please let us know if something like the live stream would interest you, if there's a time, if one of our smart bunglers out there knows a central time. For the world.
If you're on the central banking system,
what we could actually come up with. We're definitely open for ideas. We'll work on it too behind the scenes. But Zack-ra, we'll see you basically in 2 weeks again.
Yeah,
for our next episode. So Zack's not going anywhere. So Zack, thank you though. Thank you, of course, as always, for being here.
Thank you. It's been a while. It was a blast.
Been a while.
It's been a while. Yes. So, David, it's time. It's time to say that you're a hoe. You've always been a hoe. You will be a hoe. You're a 2011 hoe. You're a roaring hoe. You're a gem in the holograms hoe. hologram. Instead of holograms, you're a hologram. A hologram.
It's showtime.
It's
showtime, Synergy. Are you really calling me a hologram? Is that like a hoe that sends out a singing telegram? Or I'm a holographic hoe?
We have to run that by Samantha.
It's like you knock at your door and it's a hologram.
And I'm like, I do a little tap dance. I do a tap dance, and then what?
Oh,
well, you're doing a tap dance, but you're only wearing tap shoes.
Oh.
Then they would call me Jiggly Caliente.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace, baby. I speak your name. I guess so. I guess I'm a hoe. Who you call? I can't say it now because you already declared it to the world, the universe. Like literally. I can't. How do I even say who you calling a hoe? Samantha Jones is not a hoe.
Bye.
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 Feathers torn, but I'm still divine. Built from scraps, now I'm redefined. They laughed while I played it small. Now I'm answering my call. Circus chains couldn't hold me down. Captain Brags tried to make me a clown, but I was made for something more. Now I'm settling the score. You never saw the genius behind these broken wings. Now I'm rising from the shadows. Hear the freedom that I see. This is my last emancipation. Ain't no holding me tonight. I'm a superior mutant, baby. Now I'm taking flight. No more cages, no more laughter. I'm the one they couldn't see. From the ashes of rejection, I define me. Drive around space in a bookmobile. Yeah, it's strange, but it's how I heal. Pages turn to rewrite and fade. No more living second rate. Escaping the circus, I broke away. Left bags bucketing yesterday. Every mile I'm reclaiming me in the vast infinity. You tried to name me failure, but I survived it all. Now I'm louder than your silence, and I'll never fall. This is my last emancipation. Feel the power in the cry. Superior mutant, baby. Watch me fly. No more scraps, no more begging, no more playing small roles. I'm the future, I'm the answer, I'm in control. I'm the Zaxx factor, they can't ignore me. Yeah, it's the last emancipation of Vulchi. This is my last emancipation. No more shadows, no disguise. Superior mutants, baby. See the fire in my eyes. From the circus to the cosmos, I reclaim my destiny. This is Vulchi's final freedom. This is truly me. Last emancipation. Last emancipation. Vulchi. Free. Last emancipation.